Well, joining us now from Washington, D.C. is Bob Weiner. He's a Democratic strategist, former White House spokesman, and he knows the Clintons well. Bob, thank you for joining us. This is pretty devastating at this stage of a campaign, isn't it?
Well, I hate to do this to you, Adam, but the way that your setup and your tease was, it was totally critical of Hillary on deplorables and health, and it forgot completely the fact that, yes, she's been out there. She actually spoke to people as she was on her way from Chelsea's apartment. She did a TV interview, and the doctor told her to take 5 days off. Tim Kaine said, I was with him Saturday night, he said that she's as strong as an ox, he can't keep up with her. And you remember, this is the woman who did 11 hours of the Benghazi hearing and put those Republicans to shame. So there's no there on this. It's a day off work. The doctor said take 5 days rest, and Bill Clinton this morning said he doesn't think he can keep her away for another day.
OK, but let me put you two things. One is that, fairly or unfairly, Donald Trump has made an issue of her health and the amount of stamina she has to be president, and this doesn't look like she's got a lot of stamina. It may be something that passes. And secondly, of course, many of her critics, including Donald Trump, accuse her of covering up, and we didn't get a direct story about what happened even after it happened and she was seen to faint. Now, both these play to the negatives about Hillary Clinton in this campaign.
The reason that Hillary, as of today, is still 4 points ahead is because everybody knows that Donald Trump is the pot calling the kettle black. And for him to say that she is not transparent when he won't release his taxes, his health record was a half a page from a flaky doctor that looks like he's from the 60s, is outrageous. This is the guy who said the generals have been reduced to rubble, Adam. He's the guy who just today, I don't understand how your setup said he looks more presidential, said that the president should tell the Fed to take certain national policies. You can't tell the Fed. That's not what the president has the power to do. This is a man who knows nothing, and he's dangerous.
Yeah, but the point is, we're talking about Hillary Clinton, and she is accused of being... Yeah, she's accused of being deceitful, and she's accused of being a 68-year-old woman who maybe doesn't have what it takes to occupy the White House for potentially 8 years.
Well, he's a 69-year-old man, and men, remember, die 4 years younger than women. And Hillary has a treadmill in her house and uses it. Adam, have you never had the flu? Have you never had a cough that has not allowed you to go forward to work for a couple days? I've had it, and I'm a runner. I'm a Masters track runner. You have some pants from me from the World Championships to prove that. So, Adam, things happen, and she is going to be fine. What's going to happen is on September 26th, the debate will show that Hillary has a rock-solid, steady understanding of world affairs, and Donald Trump will have to, for an hour and a half, make the case one-on-one with Hillary that he knows something instead of makes it up out of the seat of his pants. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that.
How long can she afford to take off? We know some people saying that really to get over pneumonia, you maybe need a month or 6 weeks.
Well, the doctor said 5 days. It's a light case. She was fine when 2 hours later she went out and talked to the public and said hello, and you saw that she finally easily got into the next car and was fully in control of herself. Adam, if you don't take water on a hot day, and I've done that, I pour water on my head and I drink 2 bottles before I run a race or run a workout on a hot day. She was out there for an hour and a half in the hot sun and faded a little bit. She should have drunk some water. I hope that's the lesson of all of this to everybody.
Yeah, but what about Bill Clinton? Because he didn't really help her today, did he? When he spoke to Charlie Rose, and he said...
I saw that.
This has happened for years, and he used the word frequently, and then he withdrew it. Again, that will make people wonder about her health.
Well, Bill Clinton, you remember, during his campaign had some serious health issues. He completely lost his voice with laryngitis. He was talking like this and finally couldn't even talk at all. So things happen in campaigns. People have issues. You know, George Bush vomited it on the Chinese premier. Franklin Roosevelt did a whole presidency with polio. So Dick Cheney had 2 heart attacks while he was torturing people then, and he's still torturing us now, decades later. So things happen, and she's strong as an ox. As Tim Kaine said, and he's the one that's closest to her. He said that to us Saturday night.
Just finally, is it that she is as strong as an ox, or is it that health doesn't matter? I'm not quite clear what you're arguing.
What I'm arguing, as I said, is that she spent 11 hours in the Benghazi hearing, and the Republicans tried and tried and tried to trap her and tried to wear her down. Instead, she wore them down so that Kurt Gowdy, right after the hearing, said we didn't learn anything new that we hadn't heard before. She is strong. And by the way, on that issue, that's an important one. You know, everybody forgets that a year before Benghazi, Adam, she asked for $500 million for embassy security. And only a year later did Chairman Royce, the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, say we're doing full embassy funding because of what they did on Benghazi when they didn't fund the security she wanted.
OK, Bob Weiner, thank you very much indeed. You certainly made the case for Hillary Clinton there.
Thanks so much, Adam.
And we're going to see more about that prominently in tomorrow's newspapers. We're going to take a first look at them on Sky News at 10:30 tonight. Joining us will be the Sun's political editor, Tom Newton-Dunn, and the former Labour advisor to Harriet Harman and Ed Miliband, Aisha Hazarika.